an app or software I picked up at the weekend called Influencers Hub. Influencers Hub is a software developed by two guys, one of which is called Victory, and the other of which is another guy called Jai Sharma. It's a software I've been tracking for a while because even though I have other software applications that tend to feature influencers, this one, from what I had seen, for quite a while, seemed to be the most robust. I also have methods, courses I've taken on primarily looking at influencers within Instagram. But this was different because it actually allowed you to look at a number of different types of influencers, one of which was really interesting to me, which was the blogs. Now, this is a user review, buyer review. This is my own product. So, there are no bonuses or anything. I'm just going to talk about the product and tell you whether it's what will be useful to you and whether it's worth getting. So if it's something that you want to you're thinking of getting and you're still sitting on the fence, let's jump in and have a look. Right. So on the left-hand side, you see a dashboard and you see Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and blog, and the ability to bulk message and auto message. And essentially, I'll just have a very brief scheme into this because just to keep it quite short. And like I said to you, I've already got methods of looking for influence on Instagram, YouTube not so much, Twitter not so much, and blogging. Now, why is blogging important to me, essentially, and maybe to you? Because what happens is when you have a blog, sometimes to get your articles out there and for the purposes of backlinks, you might want to contact certain influencers to see about putting posts on their blogs. What this will do for you is, because this is already warm targets and who are already educated within the niche that you're trying to get traction within. This is, even though it might not be as instantaneous as what you find in many of the Instagram and Facebook and YouTube platforms, it is one that is organic and builds up, because what happens is that you become some kind of authority figure as well, and your blog in essence becomes viewed as a go-to place and provides organic traffic from Google. This kind of traffic is priceless. It takes a long time to build. It's quite flaky to get, but once you get it, it's not one that comes today and goes away tomorrow, as long as you continue to, engage with them and you continue to feed them. Now, with information, that is. Now, this is what it looks like. This is what the dashboard looks like, and you can see a number of different blogs are here with the Alexa ranking and the load time and the rank. And this information is particularly useful. It also gives you the ability to contact them directly and gives you particularly what the blog is about. So if you're into shoes, for example, this will be very, very useful. Shoe master in e-commerce, or if you are a person that just has an interest in this particular spectrum. Personally, I'm interested in two areas, but one of them is in internet marketing. So what I want to do, for example, is have a look and see what exists within this framework. Bearing in mind that if I had to do this manually, I'll have to go through Google. I'll have to type in my keywords. I'll have to, at least that's the way I would do it. I'll have to search and see one by one what is available and see who does what, and but this is almost like a one-stop shop. And this is not traditional way which maybe some people might want to use this, but I'm just giving you a different aspect of why I thought that this will be a very good software to get, because it goes above and beyond what many of the other ones that I've seen has. So if I do that keyword, you can type in one or two keywords. So for example, if I do make money Online. Now, this is very narrow keyword. It it's I won't call it very narrow, but it's quite niche, if you know what I mean. I mean, if you type in, bigger niches like shoes or like I just showed you, or dresses, maybe it will come up with something more, um, a few more hits. But if I take if I use the country, for example, I use United States, the first one that comes down there. Minimum, maximum. I won't really bother about that because we're not really. It's not really a blog. Or and what other options can I put into to search? No, okay, I'll just do that. Let's see what it comes up with. Okay, it comes up with these two people. This guy, Make Money Online, Build Your Online Business, and LazyTravelBlog.com. Now, these websites are very fast loading. These blogs are a lot faster than mine. And in essence, if I click on this guy, I won't really worry too much about that. It's more the Alexa ranking to see what position they rank and how much traffic they probably will be getting because of the Alexa ranking. So what does this guy do about the user? We're researching, investigating, rating, and reviewing all the ways to make money online, skip the scams, and get the facts about building an online business. Brilliant. So, I mean, this guy is bang on the kind of person I'm actually looking to, interact with. And in essence, what I will do is when I have an article, a high quality article packed with features and packed with information, this is the kind of guy I would try and get in contact with, and try and see if he will be interested in publishing my post, and see how it goes from there. So that is the blogging aspect of it. Now, Twitter influencers, the dashboard gets pulled up. You can see I always call Twitter a bit of a political platform because, it has people who have very, very strong views, and they're not very afraid to talk about them. So if that's your thing, that's good. Otherwise, this is this gentleman here who's a musician. He, in this case, is quite different because you can actually see the number of followers. He has 214. I'm sorry, I beg your pardon. 5,939, which is pretty good. Now, I like to keep people like get in contact with between 1,000 and 10,000. And the reason for doing this is when you get a person that has 100,000 followers sometimes and, has a lot of interest, it's quite good. But sometimes the posts that they actually set the engagement. I mean, the thing you want to look for is when you're looking for influencers is the amount of engagement that is occurring within them, how often they post, and how often they reply their followers, and how often they interact with the comments. Because what happens with this is it enables the interaction. Mean that if you actually have a post put on there, because the engagement is good, there is a level of trust and there's a level of interest. And so this particular influencer will ensure that you get a better penetration or bang for your buck, if you pardon my expression. Because what happens is they have done a lot of the engagement with their followers, and they have created the relationship where the followers actually trust what they're saying and will definitely be interested in what is actually being put forward. So I like to keep it small. People have different methods and tactics. Some people go for the 100,000, or some people go for the 1 million follower influencers. I tend to stay shy of those because what I'm looking for influencers who are maybe not too expensive and who have a good amount of interaction, so that for every dollar I put in, I need to ensure that I can get at least some kind of reciprocation in terms of people who will be interested in what I'm trying to put in front of them. And sometimes I believe that with a very large following, even though the numbers will work in terms of the more people you put in front of, the more you will get eyeballs on your offer. But in the inverse, a smaller, more intimate site will ensure that you get a better connection and a better response. So if I look at this guy, for example, I'm not sure who he is, just put him up and finding data. Engagement 0.03% rate. He has 1,209 posts. Typically, maybe I might look for somebody. Let me see. That engagement it doesn't look very high. It looks particularly low. So Amanda Valentine, she looks like she'll be. Let's see. 0.08% engagement. She's got quite a number of posts, quite a number of followers. So let's see if I can find. Let's see what the other ones have. Let me see. Twitter brings up a whole new set of influencers. Let's see this guy in photography. Now his is quite higher. He has a 3.75% engagement rate. So it means that this guy's, pretty on it. He's kind of like, he's got quite a number of posts. He doesn't have that many followers, and he's following this many people. So, it's a balance. Okay, it's a balance. Like I said to you, you got to have a look at the engagement. You got to have a look at how many posts they do, and you got to have it and get a feel for, and even going to have a look and see, what kind of what kind of interaction is going on. So you ensure that it's not just bot traffic. It's proper traffic. People asking, because people ask different kinds of questions or with different kinds of responses. I think that's the main thing that you're trying to avoid. Because with bot traffic, you don't really get very much back for it. So yeah, and that's Twitter. And then YouTube, it's pretty much the same thing, you go on there, you have a look, you look for, I've showed you how to search for a particular niche. And now I'm just having a look at who exists within the different kinds of dashboards or different sections of down here. The other thing you could do is you could obviously you could message. If you have a number of groups you've selected, or if you have a number of influencers you've selected, you could actually set up a message and engage with particular forms that you can just send to them. So in that regard, it's quite a robust piece of software. I like it a lot. I think they've done a very good job with this. I think it's better than most of the other ones, all the other ones I've seen. Even though I do this manually as well, this would definitely shorten the time and help me in terms of what I'm trying to do. I think if it's something that you are interested in, I would definitely encourage you to pick up this particular software. I think it's a good one. And yeah.